Okie doke. As I said, I'm Vincent, I'm a focus group moderator. And I work on all kinds of projects. I don't specialize in an area. Like a month or so ago, I was working on cars. 2 months ago, I was doing some dog food work and some consumer electronics work. So I work in all kinds of different product categories. And as I said, it's my job to kind of travel around and talk to folks like yourself. There's a reason they bring people like me into the picture. Oftentimes, companies, they want to get a feel of what consumers are thinking about the products and services that they use, but oftentimes that story gets a little lost along the way. So they bring someone like me in to, talk to you directly and get the true picture and pass it up along the line. If I could use an example from my childhood. For example, once the teacher got a girl up in front of the class, Nancy, told her a story, and Nancy passed that story along to Herbert, around to Arnold, Robert, Marcia, Jane, blah, 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 all the way around to Ray. Ray got up in front of the class and told the story, and guess what?
No relation.
Completely different. So you see, this I'm in the picture here to kind of cut through all that, cut to the chase, get to the quick, and pass on what you have to say. So I'm not looking for there's no right or wrong answers here. It's all really what your opinions are. We are taping, as you can see by the cleverly concealed microphone there. I'm taping this because there's no way I'm going to be able to remember everything you say. I will diligently take notes. You'll see me scribbling here. But in order to remember what you say and give you proper credit, so to speak, get the thought right, we do tape it. Also, behind it, do we know what this is? Oh, you got it. Got some bona fide researchers here. This is a one-way mirror. I've got a couple colleagues who travel. We start getting into some of the specifics. Let's just think about some of the experiences that we've had as car buying consumers in our careers as car buyers, is how I like to put it. I mean, we've all owned several vehicles here. Many of us, quite a few, from the sound of it. And I'd like to know if you could just tell me off the top of your head, when I say, okay, we're going to go out, we're going to buy a car, we're going to go to a car dealership, we're going to purchase a vehicle. What kind of things come into mind? What kind of things do we think about? Pops into our head. What kind of associations do we have?
Price is one.
Price? Okay, what else? What else do we have? Robert, what pops into our head when I say we're going to go to a car dealership and we're going to buy a car?
Unsavory salesmen.
Unsavory salespeople? Okay. What else? Let's hear some other. Jane.
It's going to be time consuming.
Time consuming?
Yeah. Test
Okay.
driving a car.
Nancy, what pops into your head when I say we're going to buy a car?
It's exciting.
It's exciting. Is it exciting?
At the beginning.
This was
What do you mean at the beginning, Peter? Does it imply that it's not exciting
Well, no,
down the line?
I think the comments, the idea of getting a new car and looking for them is exciting. And the idea of having to negotiate is all the words they use, and the word that I put here is that I feel vulnerable.
Peter, explain to me what you mean by vulnerable.
I feel vulnerable because I don't think, I can do the comparison shopping. I don't think I know as much about the car business as I would like to know to be a good negotiator. In other words, when it comes to negotiating hotel rooms, which is something that we often do, I know their business, I know the questions to ask, so I feel, if not in control, at least some equilibrium. I don't feel I know enough about cars, and just by going out and pricing different ones and comparing, I don't think that I can negotiate effectively. And I've had some bad negotiations. I mean, I put that on the list here.
Okay. So you feel as if you're at a slight disadvantage when you go in?
Personally, and I hear what the other people are saying, I think it's more than slight for me, but that has more to do with me than maybe the average consumer.
For how many of you was this your first lease? First? Your very first lease, this latest that you've just purchased. 1, 2 of you. So the rest of you are what I call seasoned lease lessees?
2. This is my second.
3,
This
but
is
my
my
second
second.
lease might be 2. The thing you have to realize, when you lease a car, when I lease a car, I get the extended warranty, so it costs me more money for the extended warranty. I go 3 years, 75,000 miles. And
Can I have just one voice at a time? Because I tell you what, it drives my microphone nuts. So what happens is when I get the tape back, it sounds like I'm having a party in the bathroom. So I can't hear what's going on. I don't mean to shut you down or anything, but it's just so that I don't miss anything that anyone has to say. And a quick feel for you, just how you feel about car dealerships in general. So I'm just going to spin around the table here real quick. That first question, just spout, just quickly spout up what you said here. The way I feel about car dealerships is
They're an experience.
they're an experience. A good experience or a bad experience?
It depends. It
Trip.
really depends. It depends what kind of car dealership you go to.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this one I had no problem with at all.
Okay.
That-
way you feel about car dealerships is
Then until auto sales go mail order, they're a necessary intermediary between you and a new car.
okay.
I felt they were unnecessary evil.
Unnecessary evil.
Okay, I have good and bad feelings about them.
Okay. What you feel about car dealerships is?
Whenever I walk into one, I'll look around to see who's got it, which salesman's got it in for me.
I feel they don't always have the customer in mind, even though they claim they do.
Don't always have the customer in mind.
They like to think that.
Okay. Mort?
I've had very good experience.
Just what did you write down? I'm just kind of curious of what you wrote down here on the sheet. What do you think about dealerships and
Hucksters.
hucksters? Okay, explain what's a huckster, Mort?
Guys just selling for, and not worried about honesty. Tell you anything you want. Not worried about honesty.
Tony?
Just want sell, and that's all.
Talk to me about some of the things that happened to you when you went in looking for this, when you went in to buy this latest. I mean, oftentimes when we go into car dealerships, we don't usually, it's not like going to the supermarket for a can of peas, we go in and we just go up to the register and we buy it. Oftentimes, we go in there a couple of times, we might check it out, look at this, look at that, get a feel for it, then maybe on the third or fourth or sometimes fifth trip, somebody actually buys. And then some people that I speak to actually tell me that they just went in and just bought it.
I did.
Right there. So, what I like to do is get a feel from you, is like kind of that first time you went into the dealership, whether it was to look or whether it's to actually purchase.
Only this one car.
Only on this. Generally, did you feel it was oftentimes consumers talk to me in terms of like low pressure or high pressure. I hear
Low pressure.
low pressure. So for me, why did this lead you to a feeling of you said unease?
Because I wasn't really sure what I was doing, and it seemed like like the target was constantly floating, and I couldn't get a straight answer or an answer that I could understand. I understand most things.
I think that's intentional on the dealer's part.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Can I say
Sure.
something?
I'm getting two stories here.
Yeah.
I seem to be getting two stories here.
But I understand what you're saying.
Arnie seems a little bit uneasy
Yeah.
in the way it was handled,
Right.
and you seem to have no problem.
Right.
Okay. When we took delivery of this car, were all the features and the way things worked explained to you?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Didn't
have to be.
Yeah.
What was that?
Didn't have
Yeah.
Well, you were a previous owner, right? So I
Yeah,
guess
but there was new things like the steering wheel had to be
that's the new-
explained.
that's the
Nancy,
only thing
I kind of got the feeling from you. You sent me a signal here
No,
that
I was surprised
you
about
wish
that.
somebody could explain this to you.
I had to ask. It was like, I was surprised. I really was.
I found that neither the salesman nor the service department.
Guys, I'm missing some of this stuff, guys. Okay, we can just hold it down, please. I'm missing what these guys, what they have to say. What was that, Ray?
I found that neither the salesman nor the service department knows the features of a car.
They don't know the features. In fact, you expect more or less from your dealership than you would expect from other dealers.
More.
Depends on other.
I mean, because
More than
Other
most,
brands, other
less than
brands.
some.
More
More
than who? What
more
would
than
you-
like Toyota,
Uh-huh.
Maxima.
Less than who, Jane?
Less than maybe Lexus, Jaguar.
Mercedes.
Why would you expect less? You told me that they're actually luxury vehicles. Why would
I
you
don't
expect
think they
less?
That's
wax
to
and
do with
shine your
price.
car and.
Uh-huh.
You see, when you buy
Just a second, Jane said something here I want to
Well,
pick up
because
on.
I know people who have some of these higher-end cars, and they get, when the car goes in for service, it gets vacuumed in and out, and waxed and Simonized and all that stuff. And they always get a loaner car, which I've yet to see.
never go back to that.
I'll never go back to
I'll
another.
always go up. I will never go back
I don't
down.
get the feeling that you're quite as happy as you were with the way, the process of buying the car.
Right.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Is that fair to
Sales
say?
is much
That's
better
also
than
the
service.
nature of the beast, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
You're
not-
you're happy, but you have to fight for what you get.
Vince,
I only have 9,800 miles on my car. I haven't had any.
your statement is correct, that the service is not, we're not as happy with the service as with the sales, but in both instances, their sales operation is better than most other dealers we deal with, and their service operation is better
That's
than
very well
most
said.
operations.
I agree.
Right.
So, in terms, they're still kind of at the top of the heap among the choices available to you.
Right,
Is this what it amounts
Right,
to?
yeah.
Okay, I take you guys are wonderful.
Thank you
You
very much.
took me down roads.
You want
I
our
need to go-
papers?
Oh, yes, I need to, just quickly, real quick.